Hey guys, so this is like a weird but also an informative way to show you what I do in the background of recording my Happy Meadow Tails. This episode is called Robbie, Max, and Ollie See a Shooting Star. It's a new one that I'm trying to put together, so there probably will be some mistakes and some errors on the way, but that doesn't bother me because I know I'm going to make some. The problem is if I leave them in my story instead of editing them out. So this is how I go through the process of recording, and I can edit stuff later. So that's the process here. So I've got a little camera set up with a monitor to my left that has the words on it, the computer to my right, that a laptop that has the microphone and Audacity hooked up to it so I can record what I'm saying. So that's the video setup, pointing at me right now, but normally I wouldn't run a video. I would just do the audio. So that's what I'm trying to do is show you behind the scenes of it. So this is my setup for recording a podcast. I have my main monitor with my story on it, and I'll read from this large screen where I can see easily. My tripod for holding my camera if I record, and this is my laptop with my microphone that I record through Audacity the story that I'm reading. So that's my little setup for that. It's simple, it's easy, it's good for me, it works for me. I can scroll through my story as I'm reading it to get to the next page, and that's my setup. Now we'll start the next little video will show of me reading the story and how I put it together, and then we'll go on to the next step from there. Robbie, Max, and Ollie see a shooting star. One peaceful evening in Happy Meadow, the sky was clear, and the stars began to twinkle like diamonds, scattered across the velvet blanket. Scattered across a velvet blanket. Robbie, Max, and Ollie gathered at their favorite spot on a grassy hill to enjoy the serene night. As they settled in, Robbie stretched out his legs and looked up at the sky. "I heard there's going to be a meteor shower tonight," he said. His voice was filled with excitement. Max's ears perked up. "Really? I've never seen a shooting star before," he exclaimed. His tiny eyes were wide with anticipation. Ollie, perched on a low branch nearby, hooted softly. "It's magnificent in sight indeed. Shooting stars are like natural fireworks. Let's keep our eyes peeled. Let's keep our eyes peeled." The three friends sat quietly, gazing up at the star-studded sky. The three friends sat quietly, gazing up at the stars. The three friends sat quietly, gazing up at the star-studded sky, their hearts filled with wonder. The cool breeze rustled the leaves around, creating a shooting symphony of natural sounds. Suddenly, Max pointed excitingly. "Look, there is one," he squeaked. A bright streak shot across the sky, leaving a shimmering trail behind it. Robbie and Ollie followed Max's pointed finger, their eyes widening with awe as they witnessed the spectacular. Robbie and Ollie followed Max's pointed finger, their eyes widened in awe as they witnessed a spectacular display. "Wow," Robbie breathed, his voice barely above a whisper. "It's so beautiful." Ollie nodded, his eyes reflecting the brilliance of the his eyes reflecting the brilliance of the shooting star. Legend has it that if you make a wish upon a shooting star, it will come true, Ollie said. Max's face lit up with excitement. Let's make a wish then, he said, clasping his tiny paws together. The three friends closed their eyes and made their wishes, each silently hoping for their heart's desire. For a moment, the world seemed to stand still, wrapped in the magic of the night sky and the promise of a dream's coming true. When they opened their eyes, the shooting star had vanished, but its memory lingered in their heart. What did you wish for, Max? Robbie said. Max grinned. I wish for more adventures with my best friends, he said. Robbie smiled warmly. Well, that's a wonderful wish, Max. Owl hooted. Owl. Ollie hooted in agreement. Indeed, the greatest adventures are the ones that we share with those that we care about. As the night deepened and the stars continued to twinkle above, Robbie, Max, and Ollie felt a sense of contentment and joy. They knew that no matter where they were in their adventure and it took them, they would always have each other. And as they sat together under the vast expanse of the night sky, they realized that the true magic of the evening wasn't just a shooting star, but it was a bond of friendship that made every moment special. The end. So, that is the recording, all the mistakes, all the mess-ups, and the parts that I'm going to edit out later that you'll never know that I did mistakes. So when you're recording and you're videoing yourself or something like that, you can edit some of that out. But most of it's genuine. It is sincere and it's part of a character that you bring to life. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to have little twerks and things that come up. So we'll go on to the next part. So we just recorded a story called Robbie, Max, and Ollie See a Shooting Star. And we videoed it so you can see my mistakes and all the errors I make. But here's how we fix that. We go into that has recorded the message, and you can see the whole story is there. I have my intro that I always use. I use the same one over and over. I've edited it and changed it over the years, but it is now simple and easy. My kids have said, your intro's too long, shorten it, things like that. I have my background music that I keep on mute when I record. This is a area that I started before we started recording, so there's a big gap. So I want to take that big gap out at the beginning, and you just highlight it and cut it out. Any part that you don't want, you can highlight, right click, cut. Now if there's a section that I need to put space into, I could take and highlight an area, cut it, and then I could go over here and right click, and then I could paste it into an area that make an area a little bit bigger, or a little pause into the story. So there's easy ways to edit out things and to modify things. I really like Audacity. It's been a good tool once I've learned it. Now, one thing I'm going to do here, I know I need to do this. You see how small the sound bites are. Let me go ahead and play that for you. This is my normal intro. And as usual, I need to go down and check the what it's displaying on. Sometimes it tries to run through the microphone. So here we go. Episode of Happy Meadow Tails. I'm your host, Steve Kitts.
Robbie, Max, and Ollie see a shooting star.
So you see how the sound dropped off and it got quieter here. I'm not really sure why it records a little bit lighter. Sometimes it's in the mic, sometimes it's in the system setup, but I easily go up here and go to my effects, use my volume amplifier, and I like to run it up and see how it increased that. So here's another sound with it increased.
Robbie, Max, and Ollie see a shooting star. One peaceful evening in Happy Meadow, the sky was clear, and the stars began to twinkle like diamonds, scattered across the velvet blanket. Scattered across a velvet blanket.
So see how I double spoke there in this area. So this first part is where I didn't say the phrase properly, that I went back and added the proper phrase there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Now I can do this through the whole story, and that's what I listened to, the whole story from start to finish. And I've already added my background music. So even that same thing without the background music, I can mute it and play it.
The sky was clear, and the stars began to twinkle like diamonds.
So if I go ahead and put the sound back in, it sounds a little different.
The sky was clear, and the stars began to twinkle like diamonds, scattered across.
So it gives me an idea of what my finished product's going to sound like, and that's what I want. So I hope some of this will help somebody get encouraged about doing it. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to have issues. It's easy for you to correct things. And sometimes on my other podcast, not my Happy Meadow Tails, but my During Bible Study podcast, that the episodes are much longer, close to 30 minutes on each of those. It takes me a lot longer to edit and to record the whole setup. But of course, you have to take that into consideration. How long your episodes are going to be, how long it's going to take you to edit them. Some people put them out daily, like I put out these under 5-minute podcasts daily because they're simple and easy. I just have to dedicate the time to record them, edit them, and push them out. I use Buzzsprout for my host, and I've been real happy with it. So there's a lot of different steps in these processes, but it's all easy and doable. So there you have it. So go ahead and think about doing podcasting. It's easy, it's simple, and it's fun. And you can find something to talk about all the time. All right, thank you for joining me. Here's another part of the editing part that I wanted to show you. It's my ending part where I finish up what I'm doing and how I close out each episode and then save it and store it as a file. So here I am towards the end. This is 3 minutes long in total. Here I am at the end part of it, and I will pull out some of these larger pause areas, or the areas where there's not any kind of talking going on. And of course, here at the end, I can cut this off completely because we don't need it to travel out any further. On our background music, we have it going way out just in case we need it. I go ahead and cut that down. And here's how it plays out.
But it was a bond of friendship that made every moment special. The end.
So there it is, stops. And my music doesn't fade out at the moment, but I'm going to highlight it, go up here to the effects, go to the fading, and then I can fade it in or out. I'm going to go ahead and fade it out so it falls off from being normal.
Bond of friendship that made every moment special. The end.
So you can sort of tell this music, it'll drop off and disappear. So I've got it edited the way I want it. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to go over here to save the project, and I'm going to tell it to save as. I have a file called Happy Meadow Tails. I'm going to create a new folder for my new recording, and it's going to be Following in Suit 256, and then I'm going to put the name Wishing Upon a Star. And then you shift over. You want to copy that. And then I double click on it to put it in the folder. My file name, I'm going to right click and paste that name of it. Save it into that folder. And then here's where the magic part is. You go to File, your export. You want to make an export into that same folder. So you go up, find that folder, Wish Upon a Star folder, save, and then export, and it exports it into a WAV file. So here it is. Here's the WAV file that I will be uploading in a moment. So I'm done with Audacity, so I can close that out. I will pull up my Buzzsprout, which is my host, and see here's the one that I have already put up, the 255, Standing Up the Bullies. The next one, I'm going to add this new episode that we just did. Go over to choose a file. I'm going to go find the folder that we just made and stored the file in. Here's our WAV file that I know that's what it is. We're going to open it. And then we can paste what we copied as the title. It's successfully uploaded. Now I'm going to schedule mine to come out at a different time. We already have all the way up to Saturday. I'm going to tell this Sunday. I like putting it out at 8 o'clock in the mornings. Here we can add a description. I'm not going to do it because I want to type in what's going on in the story. I already have my artwork carried over. The last episode was season 1, and we need to change this to 256, and we'll go ahead and save it. And then when we go back and look, we want to verify what day. Remember, we picked Sunday. We told it Sunday, but it didn't recognize Sunday, so we have to go back in and make sure. We could publish it now if we wanted to, but we want to have some episodes, what they call it, in the bank or projected out. So here is, my episodes. And today is the 21st, and we're on Sam the Skunk is Stuck. It's already have 3 downloads, and it will have more, but the episodes are only 3 minutes long, 2 minutes long, 2.5, 3. They're simple, small episodes that are cute and fun and enjoyable. You've seen the process of what I do and how long it takes. So if you have the time to dedicate, you can enjoy yourself. So we'll go back to stats and look, and there's a podcast is 7 months old, but it's already got close to 3,300 episodes downloaded. And that's not people listening to them. That's just people that have downloaded. So I don't look at these numbers and worry about them. I've got 158 episodes published and out there. And of course, we have more projected to go out. That's not the ones that are already out. And then they give you awards and little things that you can push out to the public and show, hey, we're on this and this is where we stand. Now, I do have, like I said, a different podcast called During Bible Study. And of course, my episodes are longer with these, have more downloads, more people responding to the Christian side of things. When we go to achievements, it's a year old, over a year, almost, 19,000 downloads, 365 episodes already that is out there. So that's, that's fun and it's good. And, that led me to doing this. I wanted to have something to teach kids or people about life and how to deal with things like the bullies, how to everyday things, standing up to people, having fun, enjoying your friends and family and friendships, exploring new things. All this I can do in this Happy Meadow Tails. I can create an environment that shows people how to get along with each other, how to give a bike riding lesson, playing games together, all sorts of different things. How family is important and how meeting new people, how you treat them, how they look compared to how they are. I can do all that in these stories. So I like the versatility that I have with the Happy Meadow Tails as far as being able to convey how to be good, how to be nice to each other. So that's how I post it, how I've edited it, I've saved it. You've got the whole package of different things. So there's not too much more I can add to it, but say that it's worth it if you have the time to do it, to dedicate it. I feel better. I feel enjoy more peace putting these out. So enjoy and let me know if you need any help. I can help you. So this is one of the last things I do when I get done with my stories. I've written my story out in Word and I've got it on screen, but I don't label it as far as saving it until I record it and post it into my live or to be live. So what I've done, I'll go up and I'll go to File, I'll tell it to Save As, and then I'll pick where I want to put it. And I store it in different places on my hard drive. So I've got this in here, so I keep it in two different spots as a recording. So if one copy gets corrupted or I lose it, I've got it in another spot. So that's what I do to make sure these stories are captured. If I need to go back and look at them or print them out or do anything with them to add to a story, I'm doing coloring books, I'm doing book formats of them. I'm trying to get these stories out as much as possible. So this allows me to do that. And I wanted to make sure that I let you know about capturing the story, to store it, to save it. External drives are good and important because if your computer goes down, and we all know computers go down, you don't want to lose all your content. So if you got it stored on your computer and on a USB drive, then one of them you can be able to pull the information off of. So that's handy for me and it helps me. All right, thanks.